Hey gang, happy Monday. Welcome to a new week. Got some fun stuff to cover today. I got a quick tip, another resume tip that I was reminded of this morning. I was talking to somebody. They were looking for a new gig out of town, and then actually I got some jobs out of town that showed up, and so we're doing relocation day today apparently. So first things first, I've got a very interesting opportunity. How do you like the mountains? You like the mountains? You want to go live in Colorado? You want to move to Denver? I got a job for that. We have a client in Denver. We have an office in Denver. In case people don't know about Beacon Hill, we have offices all over the country. Most notably, though, we're a part of the Midwest segment of the Beacon Hill Technologies empire, which those offices consist of Detroit, Chicago. We actually have two offices in Chicago. Madison, a new Milwaukee office. Des Moines, Iowa, St. Louis, and Denver. So anyway, got an email earlier from one of the folks out in our Denver office. There is a client there that apparently is willing to offer partial relocation for 4 positions. They need a DevOps person, they need a Java developer, they need a front-end developer, and they need a senior .NET developer. Is that all 4? I think it was all 4. For the front-end dev, it's going to be the Angular React skill set, all of that hot stuff. DevOps probably can fill in the blanks what that is. For the Java and the .NET, if you want to learn more about it, hit me up, let me know. I would say the most common request that I get for relocation is either warm weather state or Denver. A lot of people want to move to Denver. So if that's you, let me know and I'll help. And if you want to move to Denver and you're trying to relocate, or if you're trying to relocate anywhere and you're having difficulty with it, allow me to offer a very good tip for job searching. Now, this is resume as well as job board, as well as just general finding a way to, once again, like SEO type thing, to get your information out there to help you land a job somewhere else. Now, I will run into a lot of situations where people are like, I have family in Florida, or I've always wanted to live in California, so I want to move to San Diego, or whatever. And what they try to do, which is smart, is find a job there so that when they arrive in their new home, they have an income, basically. It's very difficult to just quit your job and move somewhere in the hopes that you will find something. So a lot of people will put their information online and they will set their relocation preferences on Dice or Monster or Career Builder or Indeed or wherever they post their resumes, and they will say willing to relocate to X, Y, and Z, which is great, and that's a good thing to do. And then people will have their resumes and it will reflect their current information, including the jobs that they're working locally to wherever that local is, and then a lot of times their address. And their profiles will be listed that so-and-so is from Minnesota. Here's the problem with that. If you are trying to move to Austin, Texas, and you work in Minneapolis, and you post your information, you say, I live in Minneapolis, and I'm willing to relocate to Austin, Texas. That means that whoever's on the other side of that search, whether it's an HR person, whether it's a recruiter, whether it's whatever, when they're running that search, they have to first exhaust all candidates already in Austin, Texas, or in the surrounding area, so maybe pulling from San Antonio or even going as far as Houston and Dallas, before they will start running searches specifically looking for willing to relocate to. Now, there's another problem with that. A lot of companies are going to look at it and they're going to say, why would we pay relocation for people when we can get the role filled locally, or when we can find somebody who's going to bring themselves here? Fair. And a lot of people are like, hey, I'm planning on moving anyway. I'm not asking for a company to pay me to do that part. I just want to have a job when I get there. Okay, great. So how do you get around this? How do you avoid that issue? Well, somebody that I talked to this morning had already done this with their information, and it was fantastic, and I was very proud of them because not a lot of people do this on their own. If I was in the position that I wanted to work in Austin, here's what I would do. Find somebody in Austin, say, hey, what's your home address? Put that on my resume. List myself as a Austin local person. Now, that might seem dishonest, might seem like you're misrepresenting yourself. Now, once again, just like I said in the previous video talking about SEO, it's all about how you position things. It's all about exactly how you list things out. The easy way to deal with that is you put that information in. Now all of a sudden you're on the radar of people searching in Austin, okay? those recruiters are going to see your information. Those companies are going to pull up your information. They are going to call you. They're going to follow up with you because they are not concerned with, oh, we're going to have to pay for this person to relocate. Now, they call you. The first thing that you talk about once you get on the phone with them, hey, thanks for calling me. I'm so excited. This job looks great for me. By the way, I am not currently in Austin, Texas. I live in Minneapolis or wherever it may be. I am trying to move to Austin. The address that I listed is my friend's house. They said I can stay with them when I first moved to town until I have a permanent place to live. There. Now you've addressed it. That's why you listed as the address. And the whole reason that you did that is otherwise you're off the radar completely. And it's not a terribly fair system, but it's one of those workarounds that you can just say, I'm only doing this because I want to make sure that I don't disappear. And then a lot of companies will be like, well, if you're not going to worry about us paying for you to move here and you're just moving yourself, now let's talk about your skills. Are you great for the job? Can we figure that out? Oh, are you going to be traveling down here to look at places? Can you stop in an interview while you're here? Some places might consider it dishonest. They might think that it's not a good way to go about things, that it's lying about your location or anything. I think that's kind of nonsense. And I think it's short-sighted. And if a company's not going to look past that to look at how great you are for a job, then they're not concerned with finding the best talent possible. Or you're just not dealing with a recruiter/HR person that is any good. I don't know. That's kind of harsh to say. I don't mean it that harsh. But that's how I would handle it. That's what I would do if I was in your shoes. I've had other people who have done it. It has worked for them. I have had people who I have found that listed themselves as local to Minneapolis, who I talked to on the basis of they looked like they were local. We worked through the whole they're not local thing. I've placed them in jobs. It works. It does. So if you have questions about that, or if you want to tell me that I'm full of crap and I'm a liar and here's why, let me know. Love to hear from you. Comment sections, LinkedIn, emails, Twitter, whatever. Have a wonderful week. Talk to you guys soon.